Hello, we're on live again. We're trying to get Chanel back.
Bye. Yeah, because it shows me clear. Hi.
Okay, so cancel that one.
Hmm?
Cancel that. We're gonna.
I can see and hear you guys
We
now.
can hear it now.
This my connection's way better.
It is?
I don't want to change anything though right now if it's going back on.
Don't have anybody on though.
Okay, so you want to switch over?
Okay, well we'll keep on talking and
Your connections is not that good either.
we're gonna have to reboot Chanel.
That's okay.
Okay, but for now we'll just keep going and finish up where we are.
Yes.
We'll have to, let everybody know we're gonna have to do this again. We're doing it from our cars, and I'm not sure what's happening right now.
It's okay. I went back inside, so hopefully.
Okay, you're back inside. Gosh, it's making
Yeah.
me. And I'm in this car without air conditioning, and I need a fan. So this is a great idea, but I don't know. So anyway, we were talking about how we would go to radio, and you would, people would ask who was your favorite singer, and hoping that you would say a gospel artist, and just as clear as day, she'd say Tina Turner, and I would go and go, well, it is Vicki, it's Tina Turner. But it turned out you were exactly right, because right now you're doing tell us about this. What happened? How did this whole Tina Turner thing happen with you? First of all, you were on you were telling us about, but I'd love to know how you even began to love Tina Turner so much, and then how you got into the play, the theatrics.
When I saw her movie in '94 with Angela Bassett, I instantly fell in love. I felt, and like, this is an artist that I relate to, that I'd never felt that connected to another artist before. And I could see myself in her, in that fight, in that refusing to be defined by race, by culture, by gender, and or even by one sound, or by R&B, which is how she started, in my case, in gospel. So I was just so impressed with her her vision for herself and for her future. Anyway, when I saw it, I said, one day I'm going to meet her. And because she was just such an inspiration. And I just started manifesting that when I was a teenager. I was in high school when that movie came out. And so it started there. And I had just given birth to Xander. And Greg said, he texted me and he said, Chanel, you're not going to believe this. There is a Broadway show that's coming about Tina's life. And I said, I'm ready.
You were born ready.
I said, I'm ready. I said, and I'm telling you right now, I said, if I get in that room to audition, that role is mine. And he was like, I believe you, babe. I said, do you believe me? He said, yeah. So what a lot of people don't know, I went to Broadway first. I went to New York and I auditioned. But what I didn't know, well, I said this on camera. But basically, I didn't get the role on Broadway. And I said, this don't make sense. I said, this does not make sense to me. I said, where else are they showing Tina's show? And it was London. And I said, so what I started to do, I started getting, looking into a work visa.
Okay.
I did.
So you were getting ready.
They didn't even know I existed. And I'd already started getting all my documents in place. Started looking for apartments or flats. Started manifesting. I said, once I get in a room, it's mine. I'm going to have it. And so I bought a ticket.
And you didn't have the role?
No, I didn't have the role. I got an agent in London. I Googled top 10 theater agents in London. I sent my and I sent my information out to the top 10 theater agents in London. And of 3 of them, there's one that I was really attracted to. And I told him, I said, this is what I want. I said, you can pitch me for whatever you want. I said, but I'm coming to the UK because I want to play and I will play Tina Turner. So when he told me when the auditions were, I said, so, and they called him and they said, can she be here on the 20th? And I think that gave me about 2 weeks to just fly out there. I booked my flight. I went out there and it was almost a month process of auditions with directors, with choreographers, with the musical directors. They were flying in from Broadway, flying in from New York, you know, to like vet me. And then at the end, the final audition, which was like the 11th audition or callback or whatever you call them. By the time we got to the 11th one, there was just a camera in the room. And I knew, let me back up. I would always say, when I would get sick, you know, like, you still have to perform, like, you know, when we have hard days. And I remember I used to say, Chanel, just sing like Tina Turner is in the audience. I would always say that to myself when I had a hard day on stage. I said, and I would say, Tina's sitting out there, you got to bring it. Well, the day finally came where the camera was in the room, and that was Tina's eyes.
Whoa.
That, because they recorded and they send it to her because she makes the final decision. You are not playing Tina Turner, and she doesn't know about it.
Tina Turner, oh my gosh.
Because she's the executive producer, and it's her name, it's her brand.
Oh, you had to bring it.
And I finally got to sing like Tina Turner was in the room.
Wow.
And honey, who?
Wow. I did not know that story. That is crazy.
Yeah.
So Tina Turner had to approve you.
Yes.
Doing the play. Wow.
Yes. Yes. She has to approve every time there's, the main, you know, the Tina Turner, whether it's Broadway or the West End, also in Germany.
Okay, she controls all of that. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's one machine, one beautiful, well-oiled machine.
Wow, that's crazy. So now you went to London, and what happened when you got to London to play Tina?
My body went into shock because the average girl is about 25, years old that plays Tina.
Ooh,
Wow.
she brings that energy.
Yeah. So I had to match it, and really, in other words, bring my many years of experience as an actual entertainer that knows what it's like to perform in front of 100,000 people. Because, you know, these are all basically musical theater, you know, girls. Like, that's what they do. They're very fine actresses, dancers, and singers. But I am Tina in her 40s, Tina with 2 sons, Tina who moved from America to London to revamp her career in her 40s. You know, we just have all these things just perfectly aligned.
Right.
You know, and our German Austrian husbands, well, Greg's Austrian, but, you know, I mean, it's just crazy how similar our real lives are. But yeah, just to get on that stage, and it wasn't hard for me to pull, you know, to convince the directors and, you know, what do you call them? But just the higher ups, it wasn't hard for them to see the experience. And so that was my advantage is, you know, there's this line where she says, you know, Ike, she basically says, when's the last time we've been #1? We barely even chart on the R&B billboards. And when I say that line, if you're in the UK, or if you're anyone and you've never been on Billboard, you don't know how to deliver that line, because if we're not on Billboard, we're very frustrated. We don't even want to look at Billboard charts if we're not on it. So it's little things like that where I'm like, you know, come on, Ike. You know?
Wow. And that came from, but a lot of your experience came from the whole faith-based, singing in churches and that whole thing. So now, is the play still going on? What's happening with Corona?
So thank God the UK is, you know, every country is doing better than us. So most likely we'll be getting back to work much sooner than maybe, you know, Broadway. I know that Broadway is dark until January as of late. But from the things I hear in the UK, on the West End in London, it's right now they're saying October when theaters will start to open. So like in America, it's like Broadway, off Broadway, one day. You know, it's like one big day. But in the UK, it's more like, you know, individual theaters and promoters or whoever can afford to open. So some of the bigger brands that have a lot of capital and, you know, the brand is strong, they may get to open sooner. So
so are you going to go back to London? And you think so?
Absolutely. So yeah, they've secured the whole cast. Like, we still study, we still practice, we still have to retain all of that work. So it's very challenging to stay motivated to do it without the stage, without the sound, without the costume changes. There's so many wig changes and costume changes, which is equally critical. It's not just singing and not just dancing. It's, you need to get out of that dress and wig in 5 seconds.
Wow.
So yeah, it's so. Yeah,
that is crazy. And your preparation came, I guess, from Trinity 5/7. A lot of the preparation. So it goes to show that you've got to get a lot of skills in there. Acting, I mean, like Chanel. How did you start acting? I mean, you know.
So it started in Austin, Texas, actually. So, you know, Greg got his PhD at UT Austin. While we were there, living there, one of my girlfriends, Courtney, she said, Chanel, there's a show that they're doing called Sophisticated Ladies with, you know, all of Duke Ellington music, which, you know, I love all that. I said, but I'm not an actress. I can't. She's like, you just gotta sing. Just get up there. You have presence. Just do it. So I went and I did that show with Jennifer Holliday. She was the main lead, and then I was like her supporting actress basically. And I watched her. You know, I will lock in and study. And I saw the magic of what she did on that stage, and the bug bit me, and I did 5 shows after that. I didn't have to really audition. They just were like,
wow,
oh, come back.
You were just ready.
And so the last one I did was one of the last ones I did was the Billie Holiday, Lady Day Emerson's Bar and Grill, which Audrey McDonald did on Broadway.
Wow.
And that was the beginning. And once I learned how to embody, which wasn't that hard. I mean, Billie Holiday is a singer. She's a Black woman. She was no nonsense. And I just fell in love with her. And I lived in the 50s in my head for, a year studying.
Wow.
So once I got that, I was able to say, yeah, I'm ready for Tina. Now I know how to embody another artist and still maintain my authenticity and my personal touch, but to truly, in a way, let them possess me and channel them properly. So
wow, I mean, that just shows how talented you are as well. I mean,
thank you.
To be able to do all that, and I'm so glad that you had the opportunity and took it and didn't get stuck in a box. But I've got one other question to ask you really quickly, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, and that's, you have a lovely family, Greg, who I call McDreamy, because he looks exactly to me like McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And you've got Zion.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell us a little bit about Zion, I guess it would be, and then Xander. Xander's the baby.
Yes.
Right, I've got it right. So
yeah, you did. You did. They are the family that I manifest this family. I always knew that I would marry like my fantasy, because I wasn't gonna settle. They had all kind of little dudes running after us, and I was like, you have no idea. Right. But when I met Greg, I knew that he was perfect for me in every way, and he never limited me, and he's a feminist, and he's all about, he believes truly that Black women are the most powerful humans on the planet, and he had to marry one.
We love Greg.
That's Shami in the background. I don't know if you can see Shami.
And so he's just been such a great support. And then Zion is my 6-year-old. Let me see if I can show you him really quick. Zion, can you say hi? Say hi.
Uh-oh, I hope I didn't make it freeze.
Oh, are we back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, so Zion, we adopted him when he was 3. Greg and I have been trying for a baby for about 7 years. And the week that we adopted him, we naturally conceived with Xander.
How does that happen all the time?
And at 41, I became a mother of 2 boys.
So, you got a handful there, boy.
I don't know what's harder, doing Tina Turner for 2 hours on stage or running after them.
These 2 boys. Wow. Well, I was going on your Instagram page, and I found a tribute you had to the Loving family, which because of them and their Supreme Court ruling in 1967, it enabled people, Blacks and whites or whoever, it made it legal to have interracial marriage. And you're in an interracial marriage. And I just, I know a lot of people don't want to touch on this, but I've been curious since the protests and George Floyd and all of that. How handle a mixed relationship, white and black in this case? How you handle that? What do you, I mean, what's going on?
So it is complicated, but at the same time, it's very simple in our home because race relations is not a new topic in our house. I mean, obviously, our live-in nanny is from Argentina and she's learning English. I mean, and the boys, they're learning Spanish, and it's very multicultural. That's just always been just sort of my thing, because before I'm a woman, before I'm black, before I'm an American, before any of that, I'm a force. And that is what I teach my sons. You're a force first. You are not defined by your gender, your race, your country. No, you're a global citizen. And that's how we raise them. We also raise them to have a compassion and awareness for all injustices. Because if we limit them to one, that's not healthy, because we're raising leaders. They're not, I really am. And, Obama and Princess Di, they could not be consumed with one cause for their children, because they're going to lead the world, lead their country. And so I just always had that approach. I'm like, because they are biracial. And so they're going to experience things that I'll never experience, because when you see me, you already know, right? You and Greg, there's just natural assumptions when we're apart. But it's really interesting when people see us as a family walking down the street. There's a little tilt in their head and a smile, like, oh, look at that. They pushed through during this crazy time. I'm like, no, this is what heaven looks like. This is what the highest level look like. It's people that love and accept each other on many levels, not just external. I just think that's, if that's
right
your
on.
thing.
That's right there.
Claude's having a problem getting in there a little bit.
I want you in, babe.
But yeah, we're trying to do this thing in the car, Chanel.
Yeah.
And it was a great idea, but I don't know.
Oh, you're so hot.
Yeah, and I'm hot. I've got my fan because I'm burning up because I can't turn on the air conditioner. But yeah, I think it's a really important point. I mean, and I remember one day you telling me a story, and you can tell it again, about Greg just getting used to the church. You had to explain when Greg, as a white man and as your husband, when he goes to church with you and you're explaining things. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So funny. He made this observation. He said, when you go to a black church, he said, the way they're getting into it, they'll just shake their head like this. He said, then when they're really, really into it, they put their hands up, and that's when they're really, really feeling it.
They really get into it. They shake their head.
I've never taken him to one of them shouting, getting real.
Oh my God.
He hasn't seen one of those, has he?
Maybe he has, but not with me. I learn so much about him on a daily basis. But yeah, he's such an open individual, so open and receptive and curious, very curious, which keeps
he's a professor, right?
Yeah, he's a professor and an author, and he's top 5 in the country in his age category in the 200. So he still competes. There's a Netflix show that he's just been on, Last Chance You.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
He's his own entity, and we celebrate that. It's like, you do your thing, I do mine, and then there's us. And that's a whole nother level. And it's beautiful. We support each other's individual interests, and also we're building something. And the most valuable, precious thing we have are these boys. So, and they're doing well. I couldn't be happier.
We're so excited for you. I want to see if there are any questions, real quick. If there are any questions anybody wants to ask, real quick. And but we're so proud of you, and it shows for me that sometimes people feel that, and sometimes it's true that you're faith-based and you're in a box.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be, and I think you're living testimony, but that's the truth. And what about recordings? Are you going to be doing any more recordings solo, or is Trinity 5-7 getting back together, or what's happening?
You know, my focus right now is, because it does, and I know you guys know this better than anyone, it doesn't make sense to try to create music if you don't even have a stage. So
Right.
The stage of, you know, Tina Turner the musical, I need my audience. I need that market, because it's who I've evolved and who I've become, and the musical theater world is just, so anyway, needless to say, Capitol Records, Warner Bros., all those old school labels, they all have arms in the UK, you know, and
yeah,
they all come to these shows. And
right.
Once I get on that stage, I don't think I have to force anything.
Right.
And I have to tell y'all this. I had to do, to my surprise, what's that song? Disco Inferno. That Tina does. And the costume for this is very Bob Mackie, you know, tassels. And I put the dress on, and it's time for me to go and you know, do my first performance on the stage. And I looked at my choreographer. I said, come here. I said, do you understand that I spent the first 20 years of my career making sure that I don't move this way, and that I don't get this kind of
yeah, I know, yeah.
and that I don't. She's like, you're gonna do it today.
you gonna do it today.
And I'm just running on that stage and kicking my legs, and it's so interesting because all the pent up, all the repression, all the you can't, all the no, all the it served me. Because I was a whirlwind on that stage. So I was able to use it, and now everybody get to see what a church girl looked like in a Bob Mackie dress.
With church girls gone wild.
Yeah, when you pull the plug, I said, go girl.
That is so funny. Well, is there anything else you want to let folks know before we?
I just want to. I want to officially say that I have great gratitude for what the gospel community has done for me and for my legacy, because I have every intention on making history.
Okay.
I have every intention, and I'm really grateful for the people that were hard on me, the people that accepted me, the people that pushed me, the people that booed me.
Yeah, you got all of that.
The people that applauded me, I thank all of you, because I used all of it to manifest my dreams and to manifest the future that I always dreamed I could have. And so I'm grateful, and I want to encourage every, specifically young Black women, and even more specifically dark-skinned Black girls that are American. If where you are, they don't see you, go where they can see you.
Go where they can see you. Yes, I love that.
Go where they can see you, because as much as I am grateful for my liberties and my freedoms in this country, right now I'm so disappointed. I can't even get into it. But instead of spinning in that space, just go where your desires take you, and there will be people waiting to celebrate you and love you and support you. And so, yeah, I just want to really encourage all my sisters out there.
You know, just a comment. You can, whether it's true or not, but it's amazing how God works things together for good. That what you thought was like, oh, this is a block here. This door was closed.
Yeah.
But it really opened another door, an opportunity and exposure in a whole nother area where you would never have been motivated to even explore. Yeah. And so it's amazing how sometimes God has to move us out of our little comfort zone, pushes us into situations that are doors are opening and opportunities that we would not have been exposed to before. So it's just a comment on the side that not every door that's closed is necessarily a rejection. It's maybe that there's opportunities elsewhere that you need to go explore.
Perseverance.
Yes.
I kept knocking because I knew it was on the other side of that door.
To knock on that door and said, "You will."
It will be open. Going nowhere.
Well,
girl, I'm not mad at you, but you know, I do find it interesting, being that I'm a dark girl too. And I remember one time you telling me that there was a book or a documentary or something coming out about dark girls.
Yeah.
Has that been a factor of pro or con? I mean, what's going on with that?
Yeah, it was a book that I know Lupita was on the cover. It was all these dark-skinned women. They found me. I don't know how, they contacted me, and they wanted my story. And we all had to, give our stories. And yeah, again, it's just something that served me. First of all, again, to go back to Greg, my husband, I knew that I had to marry a man that was crazy about me and crazy about my pigment, crazy about my southernness and my attitude, and didn't want to change me and didn't wish my skin was different and didn't wish I was a little more submissive. You need to love, you need to be crazy about me. That's who I could only see the rest of my life with someone like that. And that is, and I think that's just the point, is when I married him and he helped me to see like who I am through his eyes, that's all I ever wanted, was for everyone to see me this way. As ideal. To my husband, I am ideal. I am the most beautiful woman in the world.
Girl, I've seen it, so I know that's the truth.
So every woman should experience that and not feel like, their husband wished there was a little something else, or a little different. No.
Well, I want to say we're so proud of you. And I'm really proud of you. And like I said, all the time you talked about Tina Turner too. I had no idea that you'd actually be playing Tina Turner in London, and that Tina Turner actually okayed this.
Yes.
Saw you and okayed it. I'm proud of the 2.3 million records that you've sold, and just all the strides that you've made. We're looking forward to seeing a lot more of you, Chanel. I mean, of course we will personally, because we keep up quite a bit, but I just want you to know we're so proud of everything you've done, and thank you so much for letting us.
Shout out.
Oh, you got a shout out, Claude?
Yeah, I got a shout out to Greg.
Oh, Greg, shout out to Greg.
I have to
dreaming.
I got to say this and let everybody know we did that. Remember we visited, we did that karaoke.
Oh yes, how much fun was that?
And Greg did. I need love. He rapped that song. He knew every word. He said, I'm listening to my baby. I need love.
Jamel did Queen.
You are too
He
much
had
for
so
me.
much fun.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait till we see you again. And thank you so much. We appreciate everybody that joined us. Sorry for the little glitch. We're just working it all out.
Yeah.
We appreciate so much everybody coming in and joining us. We consider it an honor and a privilege, because there's plenty of things for people to do. We love you. We know you got to get back to the kids. We love you.
I will.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Much success.
We're going to stay on. Claude and I are going to stay on while Chanel.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, we tried. We didn't see any.
Yeah, we just a lot of that was really amazing. Don't you guys think that was amazing? I was inspired by it, and to know that people that have come, especially for those of us that are in faith-based, that she's now doing Tina Turner in London. I mean, wow, that's major. So I'm trying to see if we have any other we saw Jeff Grant and Jazz. Hey, and Troy Clark, Nanu Troy. I saw my cousin Elaine at one point, but I know we had a glitch and some people had to go off. Anita Wilson, Ed Roebuck.
Oh, wow, everybody, yeah.
Miss Shanice. So many people. So we're gonna, if you are enjoying this, we're gonna continue doing. Pardon me? Oh, does anybody want to come on and say hello?
They can just pop in.
They can just pop in? Okay, because you can just pop in, I think. I don't know how that works. Oh, you send a request?
Right.
Hey, Troy Clark. What's this? Alternative Management, Inc.? Okay.
Oh, Corsy's here. Remember Corsy from the H Club?
Oh, Corsy from the H Club. Hello. You guys, I am sweating. All my makeup is coming off. My face was beat, but this car thing, I don't know. Woo! Okay.
TC Dougie.
That's Troy Clark.
Troy, that's Troy.
That's Troy. I never called him Dougie.
Well, we're gonna say goodbye to everybody, and we'll be on next week. Next week, our guest is gonna be Kurt Carr, and he's gonna talk to us about what he's been doing lately and all of the memorials and everything that he's been a part of, and why gospel music is significant for that. And we'll continue to do our marriage seminars as well, and talk about that. So if you have anything that you want us to be a part of, do you guys like us being in the car? I'm getting kind of, it's called car fittable, so I guess we got to keep doing it, but I'm hot. So we can't put the air, it's on. The air is on a little bit? Okay, so, well, thank you, everybody, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, but still coming. We could.
Some people are still coming on.
So we just how much time we have left?
Oh, yeah, so we got a little bit more time, I guess.
I guess while we're here, I guess there's some other things that are going on. I'm sorry. The one thing I want to say is this: is that, folks, we need to fact check our stuff. That's all
He's talking about that lady from Africa
in general, just
with
in general.
Astral sex.
I don't know, but just fact check your stuff before you jump out there. I'm just gonna get my. That was. Sometimes we really want to believe something, and so we become susceptible to be led astray because we really want to believe something, and so it's just
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, just a shout out, just fact check yourself. Make sure that what you jump on in this social media thing, you've done a little fact checking, or a little research. Make sure it's cool before you just jump out there. And
well, he's talking about the African woman who Trump, reposted, who was talking about hydrochloroquine. I think that's how you say it. And but then when they found more out about her, she was out there with some of the stuff that she was talking about. And so I think you're right that we really need to try to fact check before we repost things, because she was.
Yeah, just because they agree on one point doesn't mean that every point is appropriate.
Well, and it might nullify the point they're trying to make.
Right. So,
and astro sex, was it, or medicine made from aliens, has aliens in it. I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot. I don't know.
So
Just check, fact check yourself.
So fact check is
Fact check is important.
Fact check is the word.
And then last piece about just to shout out folks. Now we don't have masks on, but we do have masks. So I'm just telling you, this stuff is getting crazy out here. So do your little thing. I'm just showing them that we do have them out
We
here.
do.
Let's try to keep operating circumspection in terms of doing the things that was going to protect us, our health, and protect others, and wearing masks is for one. Cough on yourself or in your elbow, that kind of stuff.
Cough on yourself? How do you do that?
I don't know, baby. We still got to figure that out.
Cough on yourself. Okay. All right. Well, this time on that note, no, because we're regressing. We will see you next Friday with Kurt Carr. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mom, are you sure you want it in?
In now.